Binside TV.
What do we got here? 95, 2 years grand larceny, 1 a year on arms possession, resisting arrest. Last bid's a 3 out of 5. Possession and selling. Tell me, what's different this time?
I ain't going back.
I don't know if I believe you, but you believe you. That's what matters, right?
Come here, papi.
Hey, Mr. Rodriguez. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I gotta take us to the game, papa. What's the matter? You don't like baseball no more?
It's okay, I guess.
What do you like, Michael? Football? Basketball? You like school?
Yo, don't forget your panties.
I play this cat who's trying to make right by his family, and he comes out of jail, and you know, the time he spent in jail, a lot of things can happen in the meantime, so he doesn't really recognize his family, and his son is taking a turn in what he thinks is the wrong direction, so trying to be a good guy, he tries to protect his son, he tries to fix his son, when he really needs to fix himself, which is where a lot of us actually are in life. We're too busy worrying about everybody else's shortcomings that we don't even notice our own. But it's a really, really special film that it's really hard to describe. It's an experience. You see things in this movie you will never have seen before, I can tell you that much. And it may make you uncomfortable at certain times, but by the end of the film, you will fall in love with the people that you get to know.
You like school?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. What'd you learn in class today?
I don't know. The usual.
Yeah? You weren't learning how to cut class with your faggoty little friends?
Enrique.
It ain't like I never cut class before, but don't lie to me.
Quique.
You can't just follow me around, Papi.
Sit down.
I don't go following you around.
What's up with your hands, man?
Enrique.
Put your hands down and talk to me like a man. I didn't raise you to be like that.
You didn't raise me. You can't just come in here and try to be Papi now.
Well, you know, Judy is a consummate professional, but most people know her from her comedy chops. But the fact is she's an excellent dramatic actress, and she shows that in this movie called Gun Hill Road, where she plays my wife and the mother of Harmony Santana character, and is basically Mother Earth. She gets that her child is different, and she embraces her child's differences, whereas my character just can't deal. And she's playing somebody who's got a complicated situation here, you know. She made a friend while I was out of town. While I was up north, she went down south with somebody else, and we have to talk about that. But I love that this character in this film doesn't give you the stereotypical responses. You know, my character deals with it in a way that I found surprising when I read it in the script, and a lot of people, you know, they appreciate that I didn't do the typical Latino male thing.
You know, it doesn't look that bad. I actually think it looks kind of cute. What?
I'm not pretty anymore.
You are beautiful. You hear me?
Why did you have to come back? I wish you could have just stayed up there. You could have married Hector.
You're just saying that. You're just saying that.
Road. I play Esai Morales' wife. He plays a man who, after 3 years in prison, returns to his old neighborhood, expecting everything to be the same, only to find that his wife is estranged, has had an affair, and his son, who he left at 13, is now 16, and is not only gay, but is actually transgender, and he can't cope. And having dealt with his son's issues, I'm kind of playing the peacemaker and trying to help him through his transition, and it's actually troublesome.
Michael is one of my favorite students.
Rodriguez.
I'm sorry?
No, Michael Rodriguez is awesome.
No, yeah, I meant Michael Rodriguez. He's got a knack for poetry. He writes beautifully, you know. It must be, well, difficult for you, though.
How so?
Well, I mean, the issues that Michael's having, you know, his refusal to use the boys' bathroom, the eyeliner in class, etc. You know, all the things that you and I spoke of a month ago, Miss Rodriguez.
You made me look like a fool in there.
It isn't like that, Kike. Listen.
No, I have been listening. You've been keeping a lot of shit from me. I'm supposed to find out from his teacher? How the hell do you think that makes me look, huh? He's walking around here, going into the fucking girl's bathroom? What the fuck does that say about me? What does...
I'm sorry, I thought this was about Michael, right?
Don't fucking start, Angie.
I got to New York from Los Angeles, which is where I make my home now, 6 weeks early because I really wanted to be prepared because I knew after having spent 8 years in Los Angeles doing comedy, I had to make my return and come back to my theater roots. I knew I had to do a lot of research. So I came initially to work with my old acting coach who was not available. But I was working with Rashaad, really preparing with the script, and to work with Harmony, who had never, Harmony, who's the star of the film, to prepare with her and to really break down the script and work with Esai, who came, I think, about 2 weeks before we started shooting. Yeah, and to do some research, I actually got to meet Harmony Santana's mom, who's a force to be reckoned with in her own right, to interview some transgender moms who were actually supported, because I think it was important to speak to those kind of moms, to speak to dads who had issues with their kids, all of that. And I think preparation in its own. So when I got the script, I had just become a mom myself, and that's one of the things that actually I think was an instant preparation in its own. You know, I connected with the bond.
What are you doing, Angie?
I'm getting ready for bed.
Don't you miss me?
BK, please, not now. I'm tired.
Yeah, what are you tired from?
Life.
Life, oh. I thought you was tired from going with that new boyfriend of yours.
What are you talking about? I don't got no boyfriend.
No?
No, what are you, deaf?
Don't lie to me, Angie. I ain't fucking stupid! Look, I don't expect anybody to wait 3 years. That ain't natural. I was up north. You had to do what you had to do. But I'm home now. I don't want to see no dudes. I don't want to smell them. That's it. If you want me, it's gotta only be me. It's so funny because if you see this film, you can't imagine anyone else in the part. I mean, Harmony owns this character, and the coincidences are really freaky. Harmony is Dominican, Puerto Rican. Judy's Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican. We're all from the Bronx, and we all really came together at the right time to make Rashaad Ernesto Green's vision a reality. When you see this film, you'll understand, but it's just one of those things that it hits you on an emotional level. I can't even describe the sense that it makes, but when people see me after the screenings, the response is just what I want. A stunned like, oh my God, I had no idea this was going to be so good and so moving. Remember, movies should move you, inside and here. Son? Oh. I know I made a lot of mistakes. I still don't know what I'm doing, you know? I never meant to hurt you. My son. My boy. My baby boy. My flesh and blood, Pop. Chain baby no more. You can make your own decisions. Just want you back home, son. Just come back home. All right.
I played a character of Chris in this movie, and Chris, falls in love slowly for Vanessa in the movie. My character, he approaches Vanessa after seeing her at a poetry club, and unbeknownst to him that, she's a transgender, and he's just struck by her beauty. And my character, he right away he tells her this. He's blunt about it, but he still doesn't have an easy time. Communicating and stuff. He's a thug guy. He's a tough guy. And once he finds out she's a transgender, first it shocks him, and he's like, you know what? Okay, we can do this behind closed doors. So maybe he's a closeted. I don't know. But eventually, the pressure is too much for him when she wants to actually have a normal relationship, and like everyone else does, and it scares him. So he's hiding behind himself, and they end up breaking up. Great movie to be part of. Is an obstacle. This role is a challenge, and I'm glad I did it.
So what's up? Trans what? You see what time it is?
Honestly, at first, I was scared. I was scared to death. I went there, I saw the material. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. I'm going to do best I can at this audition, try to make fans from the audition. And the audition went really well, and once I realized I got the part, I got scared. So I'm like, oh, I actually have to do this now. I think at first it was scary. I had to, jump a mental hurdle. But once I jumped that hurdle, it's about the craft and the story. It's a beautiful story. Rashaad is a genius. He did a great job, So once I jumped that hurdle, it was all from there.
Rashaad Ernesto Green may be a first-time director, but this is not his last time. This man has a lot of promise, and the way I met him was through our foundation. Jimmy Smits, myself, Sonia Braga, and a lawyer from D.C. started a foundation called the National Hispanic Foundation for the Arts, where we help out anyone with some sort of connection to the Latino community not only receive a scholarship for doing well in their studies in school, college, but connectivity. This town, it's not just what you know, it's who you know. So we gave Ernesto scholarship 3 times, and one of those times he said, I think I'm almost done with this script I want to present to you. It's based on a true story, and I wrote it with you in mind as the lead character. Now, who's not going to take a look at that? When I did, I was really surprised at just how good it was, because they, a lot of scripts come to you and they mean well, but they fall short. Not this one. This one struck a chord that I think will help make this whole world, if people see this as they should, a kinder, real more compassionate place.
I am Rashaad Ernesto Green, writer-director of Gun Hill Road. It's about a family in the Bronx whose father returns home from prison after 3 years, discovers that his wife is estranged and his teenage child is transgender. It started at Sundance this year, and it's been a wonderful ride. It closes out New Fest tonight, and next Friday, August 5th, it will be opening up in New York City at the Angelica Theater on Houston, AMC 42nd Street, AMC Bay Plaza in the Bronx. Harmony I found on the streets of New York. It took me about 2 months to find her. I needed the genuine article. I bumped into her at a Queens Pride parade where she was working at an AIDS prevention booth, and I just went up to her, and told her about the film and who was in it. At the time, she wasn't going by Harmony and wasn't dressed as a girl. She stood up, she took off her sunglasses and said that she'd like to audition for the role. And what I saw was such a beautiful face, this angelic face, and I had to take a step back, and I was just like, wow. She told me that she was at the beginning of her transition, that she was Puerto Rican and Dominican, which made up Esai Morales and Judy Reyes, who were already cast at that point, and that she had always dreamed of acting. It was great. I told her to come in for the audition. She did. She showed up on time. And I told her to come back, dressed as a girl. She did. She was beautiful. She had enough naturalness there that I knew that I could build upon that foundation. That I knew that I could mold her, and we did that, and it was great.
What if that's his life, man? That's him. That's his life. That's my life. That's my boy. You're a man, Michael. You're not a woman.
This ends
now.
No! My hair!
Leave it alone! He's not hurting anybody!
You disrespect this house.
Don't do this!
I'm not pretty anymore. Why did he have to come back?
Here it is, my son wants to be like this.
Don't blame me for this!
What are you doing this whole time?
I was working. Where were you, huh? The boy loves you. He needs you. We need you.
Watching Binside TV.
Check us out on the web.